Welcome back to Witcher 2. I'm in the town of Flotsam and there's a few quests to do. I have figured out how to find out what the time is. I can just press Control, go to the meditation screen. I think this is the only way to figure out what the time actually is, but it's noon at the moment. So I am going to see the commander of Flotsam after dusk. So I guess I can wander around and have a look at a few things before then. This door's closed.
No, I don't know. Shall we just walk up and ask him like that?
Take a good look at him. He'd be ideal.
Ideal for what?
The gods have no love for your kind. Ha!
Greetings. A word, if you will.
You see, we've created an alchemical substance and we wish to test it in Vizima, in a laboratory.
Seeing as you're a witcher, we wondered if you'd be willing to test it in practice.
In a year or two, given the occasion, you could visit us in Vizima. We'd examine you and reward you generously.
We need to study its long-term effects. We can't say more.
Are you in?
Well, what is it? It's some unknown substance they want to inject into me, and they're not going to say what it is. I could be missing out on something really, really good though, but in this case, I'm gonna hold off.
No way.
That's not helpful.
We'll try someone else.
Well, I may have missed out there, but I'd rather know what it is if they're going to start giving me stuff. Let's go and have a look around and see if I can find some of the shops here. The non-human district.
Nonsense. Just nonsense.
Oh, is he the librarian? The bookseller.
Greetings. What brings you here, White Wolf? Make yourself at home, please.
Do we know each other?
I've heard, or rather read much about you, in the letters of the Rivian diaspora.
Well, nice to meet you.
Einar Gausel, fundamentally a trader in old curios, although I also concern myself with the non-human community.
Such as the Square Tail. We can play some dice with him. I can change my hairstyle as well. Trade, let's ask him about books.
Books in Flotsam? I wouldn't have thought it a profitable enterprise.
Hey, many foreigners come through here. Sometimes they buy books, sometimes they have tomes to sell. Yesterday, for example, Lady Sheila de Tanseville purchased items for a sum equal to my yearly dealings.
Did she buy anything interesting?
De Vermis Mysteries, the Exeter Treatise, complete and unabridged, plus a very expensive volume I'd rather not mention. I
Plus?
should add, as generosity must be praised, that she made a donation to the community, specifically to the Fund for Widows and Orphans.
Interesting. I wonder if he has any dealings with the Square Tail.
The non-humans in Flotsam are organized?
We aren't, but we aid each other as best we can. I mainly collect taxes and announce the Commandant's dispositions.
That'd make you a prime target for Yorvith.
You're correct on that account. He's warned me many times, and I've explained the need for my function to him just as many. Both in vain. It seems we've agreed to disagree. Well, the sword is his calling, the pen is mine. Hence, no meeting of the minds. It wasn't always this hard. Turned sour when several elven lassies disappeared. We lost our trust in the humans, and the Scoia'tael ceased trust in us.
Did they turn up? The women?
No, I believe Neckers killed them. I remember Morrill of the White Hands. She and her lover made a beautiful pair.
Let's see what he's got for sale. So I have figured out that everything that is counted as junk can be sold. Lures. Can we do fishing as well? Let's have a look at the junk. So I can sell all of this stuff. It's never going to be used. The magnifying glass, the silver necklace, and the silver ring. So I've got 235 orange, and I am carrying a little bit here. Weight 191 of 300, so I could possibly sell him some stuff. I do have some books actually that I want to read about dragons, the Soldier's Orders. Let's have a look and see what he's got for sale. What in particular does he sell? He sells books. He only sells books. Okay. The Neckers in the Mist. Now I may need this to figure out the stuff I can get from killing Neckers. The Rites of Midati, I've got one of those. Oh, it has a tick next to it if you already own it. Okay, that is handy. From Annals, Drowners, a textbook. Okay, I definitely want the Drowners book. I assume at some stage I'm going to be facing Drowners. I want the Neckers book as well. The Horrors of War, the K-Ran. 251, oh that's expensive. I'm going to have to find some money somewhere. The Temerian Special Forces. Wraiths. Okay, I'm going to hold off on everything else, but let's see if he wants to purchase anything else. The Club, the Longsword. Temerian Sword, 11 to 14 damage. 10 to 12. The Temerian Sword does quite a lot of damage. Now the club does have a stun attack, but I'm going to sell it just to reduce some of my weight. Do I have any doubles here? I've got a lot of leather gauntlets. Worn, hardened leather boots, worn leather gauntlets. Does it bring up the stuff that I'm actually wearing? I'm not sure if what I'm wearing is included in... I think it is. So let's just sell a few of those. The short gauntlets. Okay, let's get rid of all the worn leather gauntlets here. Quilted leather armor, the leather jacket, armor +3. It has better resistance. The leather jacket has better resistance, but not as good armor as the quilted leather, which is +4. I may just hang on to both of those. The heavy leather trousers and the trousers. Let's get rid of these trousers here. Okay, fantastic. Right. Anything else I want to get rid of? Enhancements. I want to hold on to all of those. I'm not exactly sure what they're all about at the moment. So these are the things I can craft as well. We've got the alchemy ingredients, the quest items, and okay, fine. I think we're good. So let's get out of here. I'll have to come back when I have some more money. Now I can play dice with him as well.
Mind if I have a look at your books?
Take your time.
We can change hairstyle. I'm just going to leave that for now. It's probably going to cost a little bit of
Mind
money.
if I have a look?
Take your time.
But does he want to play
I
some
want to play
dice?
dice.
Prove you're good enough. Then who knows?
I'll be back.
Okay, so looks like I'm going to have to face probably in the inn. We'll find some people to play dice with. Now this game allows you to essentially steal from everyone in the game. It's a part of the... I can't get past there now. It's a part of the game mechanics, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So maybe I can find some of these books that he was actually selling. The Pontar Valley, a few orens there as well. A rusty dagger, armor enhancement, and some orens. I'm gonna take the enhancement and the orens and leave the rusty dagger there. We've got more orens. Let's take that. I really need the cash at the moment. Dwarven enhancement. I'll take that as well. Thank you very much.
Witcher.
Yes. He did say we could have a look around, so maybe I can just borrow a few of these books and sell them back to him a little bit later. The Art of Magic. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Shall I sit down here and have a bit of a read? Can't sit down on the this this little chair at the moment, but let's have a look in our inventory. Have a look at the books. The Art of Magic. The power the sorcerers can command is commonly called magic. In the opinion of a certain sorceress I'm acquainted with, magic is chaos, an art and a science, a curse, a blessing, and progress. However poetic it may sound, it is hard to find a better simile. Everything depends on the person that uses that power, of course. Still, it is a fact that it can be used to achieve things not possible to normal humans. The witches' signs are also a form of magic, but sorcerers look at them with disdain, since they cannot be compared to the forces the sorcerers themselves command. Without magic, our world would certainly be less interesting, and many beautiful things would be forgotten. Yeah, so we do have some magical ability, but it's kind of limited, which I kind of like in this game. You can't become super powerful with your magic abilities, but they are definitely handy in a battle. The Pontar Valley. If you have but a morsel of geographical knowledge, one glance at a map is enough to know why the Pontar Valley is strategically important. It is here the borders of Temeria, Redania, Cadwen, and Aedarin meet. It is the valley that physically marks these frontiers. They say that he who controls the Pontar Valley controls the north. So it is no wonder that the sighted realms have clashed here more than once. Blood has often mingled with the waters of the Pontar. Though the reasons for this have varied, wars waged by nobles in pursuit of political interests and merchants seeking trade, privileges have been intermingled with riots and massacres. Elven uprisings and the revolts of frontier barons, all these have been garnished with the occasional peasant rebellion, an event that forces often quarrelling factions to unite and crush plebeian mobs drunk on blood and carnage. Okay. Dwarves are one of the elder races, stocky and bearded, with strongly built bodies and low voices. They are distinguished for their height, which is lower than human. Of simple and direct manners, they are sometimes seen as grumpy, unkind, and greedy. Okay. Mahakam. I have a Mahakam sword, actually. Must be a dwarven sword. Mahakam is the dwarves' mountainous homeland, famed for its numerous mines, where precious stones and ores are mined. Many live in human cities. They don't get along with the elves. We kind of know that already. Okay, actually, what did they say of the banker there? They make excellent merchants, bankers, smiths, and armourers. Okay. The Feudal Society and something. Scoia'tael is a name used by the rebels fighting for non-human freedom. In the common tongue it means squirrels, as some would have it. It is because of squirrel tails that adorn the rebel caps, or from the forest board they had to survive on. Scoia'tael formed units over a score strong, consisting mainly of elves, yet sometimes dwarves and halflings joined too. During the last war against Nilfgaard, the Scoia'tael fought on the side of the Empire, making diversions and great damage beyond our lines. Despite the provisions of the Peace of Sintra, many did not disarm and continued to fight, especially when it turned out that Nilfgaard sacrificed them in the name of peace and gave the unit's leaders to the Nordlings to be executed. Now, I probably need to read this book. You've acquired knowledge about a monster species. Okay. Imagine a drowner that burrows tunnels, climbs trees, is more vicious than usual, and when ambushing its prey, it does so with many of its kin. Now you have a good idea of what a necker is. These primitive creatures are the bane of the wilderness. The inhabitants of forest villages fear them, and animals give their nests a wide berth. Neckers are social creatures gathering in something akin to tribes, for they can only repel the attacks of stronger assailants en masse. Witches can use their full range of skills and techniques when fighting neckers. Signs, bombs, poisons, and oils that augment bleeding are all extremely effective against the beasts. Necker nests are best destroyed with grape shot bombs. Okay, so I think I'm going to need this information. We need the extra bleeding when we're attacking them, and we can destroy the nests with grape shot bombs. I think the Necker contract is one of the contracts that I need to complete. So I will need to find some grape shot bombs. Sounds like they're souped up versions of drowners. Sometimes drowned men return as monsters to haunt the living, tormented by their own deaths. They seek to murder others. They prefer to draw their prey underwater. As their victims drown, they tear them into shreds and consume them like soggy biscuits. Such creatures are called drowners. They are numerous on the banks of the Pontar, as this large river with regular shipping and riverside villages provides them with ample sustenance. Rites of Mediate. Medate or Midsummer is the day of the summer solstice and marks the beginning of the first month of summer. Summer shrines erected on this day give praise to the sun and life while acknowledging death's certainty. Spells that protect living things and draw power from the sun's heat are particularly strong near these shrines. Witches use them to bless crops and summon fire. Even godless witches bow before summer shrines to augment the intensity of their signs. Okay, that's just like the first game. Let's learn about these dragons. Dragons were once commonplace. Their rule over the continent absolute. Dragon fire was the bane of cities, and dragon appetites were a constant threat to the first colonizers. Mages stood against these creatures. Witches were created to fight them. Today, dragons are nearly extinct. There are occasional sightings of forktails and slizzards, but these creatures are to dragons as stray cats are to tigers. Dragons were brought to the brink of extinction by professional hunters like the famed Crinfrid Reavers. Alchemy ingredients from the dragon's body are among the most expensive and highly sought after by mages. The beast's roasted tail is considered a true delicacy. Whew. Now, do I know what these soldiers' orders are? All forces are to fall back immediately to defend the routes leading to the temple. These positions must be held at all costs. Death to the tyrant. Okay, I think that was from the prologue, actually. So I need a grape shot bomb. Do I have the crafting diagrams for that? No, so I'm going to have to purchase that if I can find it. Okay, let's get out of here. I just wanted to read through those books. It is a big part of the game as well. All of the lore that surrounds. How do I get rid of that the help screen? Oh, it's disappeared now. The little notification there. Aha, we have a smithy. Hello, Bernhold. Berthold.
Hey, boss. Look who's graced our smithy. That titan of the art of smithing can't hear us. Busy. Work's a blur in his hands. And how are you, Witcher? Things working out for you?
Nice workshop.
Bah, it's no workshop, just a simple forge. But thanks for the compliment, both in my name and the master's. So how can we help you, eh?
Now, in order to craft things, we need to find a crafter, such as this guy here. I can play some dice with him first. Okay, I can play dice with him. The opponent has raised 5. Okay, we haven't even rolled yet. Let's roll the dice. I find these dice a little bit harder to read. Double ones. And he has, he's got a full house. Okay, a full house, right. Let's try again, shall we? Looks like the sun is...
My prices stay as they are, and I'll not join your guild. Period. So...
let's see what he's got for sale here. Does he have what I'm looking for in terms of the diagrams? Temerian Steel Sword. Damage reduction on block +5. Oh, we do need timber. Okay, I passed by some of that timber because I didn't think it was going to be used, but we can purchase the runes. Oh, it's all really expensive. Leather reinforcement, armor +1. Damage 20 to 30, a well-balanced dagger, a ranged weapon. Okay, what I want to do is just have a look at my inventory here and see if on herbalist gloves. Yeah, so things for sale, if you're wearing them, they don't show up. So that's handy to know, because I don't want to accidentally sell what I'm wearing. I've got the herbalist gloves at the moment. Reduction of damage from magic. Extends duration of blade oils. And we get extra alchemy ingredients. But the short gauntlets, it has armor +1. The short gauntlets have armor, or +1 as well. I'll hang on to the herbalist gloves for now. I should have some better boots, though. Just going to wear the just the worn hardened leather boots here for the armor +1. The trousers. I've got the mage's trousers at the moment. Damage bonus on science +1. I think I want the extra armor for now. I am wearing this Blue Stripes combat jacket. armor +2. The other jacket is the quilted leather, is armor +4. The combat jacket has a lot of resistances though to bleeding and poisoning, incineration. Oh, and it increases bleeding when I attack, I assume. Bleeding +10%. I'm going to hang on to the Blue Stripes combat jacket. I kind of like it. I've got the quilted leather as well. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look at the weapons I'm using. The Erendite. Now, I think that's from the last game, actually. So that does 11 to 18 damage, the Silver Sword. Because I did use the save game to begin this game. So it's given me a little bit of extra stuff here. The Diabel, I think, is also a sword I found in Witcher 1. 9 to 13 damage. This is actually better. The robust Witcher's Silver Sword is actually better than the Erendite. It took me so long to get the Erendite as well in the last game, and now it's already past its use-by date. The Mahak Rune Sihil. Oh, it's very similar. It's worth a little bit more. Slightly higher chance of an insta-kill. Let's use the Mahak here, sword. I think that's going to be good. Okay, is there anything else? I wanted to have a look at the crafting here.
So how can we help you, eh?
And see how this works. I've not done this before. This is a blind playthrough, so I can craft things that I have the diagram for. The claw. Oh, it's a trap. Wounds and causes bleeding. Damage 30 to 55. I need the Endraga Venom, which I don't have. Uses some kind of oil as well. Can we... Sword upgrades. Can he upgrade my swords here? Crafting component now. I'm not exactly sure how to do the sword upgrades. I think this is my inventory here. I can add an earth rune. Vitality plus 25. I'm going to leave this for now. I'll come back to it once I have a few more ingredients. But that's handy to know. Let's continue having a look around. It's been a bit of a slower episode here. Just reading a few books and chatting with a few of the locals. But I am just enjoying the atmosphere of this game.
About your guild. I'll not join that racket nor change my...
It doesn't actually tell you if you're using the shift to walk. It won't actually bring up the search bar, the search symbol. I think. Oh no, it will. Robust cloth, some orange. Let's go and take all of that. 25 orange. I'm kind of not fond of the idea of just going into people's houses and taking all of their stuff. I guess I don't really need to. It's kind of a... You can find some really important things though, just by having a look around. You never know what they've got stashed away. Hello, sir. This leads to the town square, does it not? Is this... Well, leads back outside, okay.
Where might you be going?
What kind of question is that? Anyway, know where I can find an elf named Cedric?
Don't get involved in this.
The merchants are paying good money for killing the beast.
Coin is never the most important thing.
Maybe, but it's still pretty useful.
I don't trust her.
Sheila? Why not?
She's a powerful sorceress. Dangerous to her foes, even more dangerous to her friends.
I know you don't like her. Any specific reason?
I'm just trying to warn you.
Thanks. I guess I'll have to ask her.
How?
We're going hunting together, right after I find Cedric.
Well, then let's go see him. He should be at the top of his observation tower.
Okay. Is there anything else?
How's it living with Roach's soldiers?
Splendid. I know every shit joke that anyone's ever thought up. Plus, I've learned how to burp out the official title of the Emperor of Nilfgaard without reaching for beer. Shorty's told me about his 16 children, all named after Temerian troop divisions, and I know his nickname has nothing to do with his manhood. Nice to know that you care, though.
Glad to see you in a good mood.
I think I actually like them. They're good people. One of them even proposed to me.
Who's the brave man?
Sorry, that's a secret.
And here I thought Roach's boys had an ounce of respect for me. The massacre in Rivia, it came back to me, I remember. The angry mob murdering non-humans, a young boy with a pitchfork.
Anything else?
Death, or a state close to it, I'm not sure. I felt life draining out of me.
I was there. I arrived a moment later. Too late.
Don't worry, Triss. They're only memories. We have bigger problems to tackle now. Something tells me that in recovering my memory, I'll find out a lot about what we're dealing with now.
Okay. So, I don't really want to leave now. I want to go and find Cedric. Yeah, I'm not going to head out into the forest right now. I'll just head back into Flotsam, and Cedric is over there, so he should be on the map. Let's head back.